Hey guys, I want to talk to you about a case that is just really sad and also totally avoidable. What happened here is an officer in Alabama has been charged with murder because he ended up shooting somebody that came out of their house trying to prevent a tow truck driver from repossessing the car. So, in a nutshell, just as this is very high level, I'm sure there are other details that are just as important that I'm not telling you because either I don't know or just kind of give you my little 2 cents on this from a Fourth Amendment perspective. But in a nutshell, what happened here is a tow truck driver tried to recover to repossess a truck that was on the driveway of this person. Okay. The owner of the vehicle, well, prior owner of the vehicle, he came out of the house, he had a gun, he said, put the truck down. The tow truck driver puts the truck down. He leaves. He calls the cops. Okay. Now, right now, do we have a crime? In some states, you can threaten deadly force to try to prevent people from stealing, your car and so forth. So, maybe that's debatable here, right? Maybe the occupant of his home thinks that his vehicle is actually being stolen, not repossessed. So, but he's taking a risk, but also using deadly force is not recommended for this. At least not pointing it at the person. But the tow truck driver, says, "Hey, look, he just pointed a gun at me." Now, we at least have an investigation instead of going to the owner of the vehicle, the occupant, and kind of explaining, hey, this guy actually he has paper to repossess the vehicle and so forth, to try and de-escalate the situation, maybe even go get a warrant for an arrest. He basically tells the tow truck driver, hey, go back there. We'll watch the house as you actually rip the car from the driveway. Do you already see a problem with that? This vehicle is presumably on the person's curtilage. And what gives the officers the right to tell this tow truck driver, this citizen, hey, go up to that guy's curtilage and take the car? This is a civil issue. This is a civil issue. We don't have the authority to get involved in that kind of, ripping the car from the driveway. If the car was on the street, that would be a totally different situation. Now, if you have court paperwork, we can, kind of keep the peace while the vehicle is being lawfully repossessed. But we have a Fourth Amendment issue. The other thing about this that really bothers me is that the way it was done in a very sneaky, surreptitious manner, and the cops were kind of hiding out and not making themselves known during this repossession. Let's watch the video.
595 stand 3. You got one coming to the door. Hey, I got it. I got him covered. I got covered. I got covered. I got covered.
Okay, so it ain't good, right? And I don't know all the facts of this case. I do know that the officer has been charged with murder, but I can say that if I was on scene, this would not have happened. Okay, I would not let my officers be hiding out while we just told this truck driver to go get the car from this guy's curtilage. Even if, put the curtilage issue to a side, even if I thought this was the right thing, I wouldn't do it this way. I would have lights, the blue lights on, right? Alabama, I would have the blue lights on. I would have a police car right in front of this guy's house. I'd make it known that we're the police, and so he wouldn't. Hopefully, it would discourage him from trying to do what he just did before. But predictably, you can predict this. The tow truck driver just told you this guy's mentality. And because there's no other reason or incentive for him to not repeat his prior bad behavior, he comes out predictably with the firearm and they unload on him. Also, just the amount of shots fired in this case. You know, this is not a forced science class, but I just, it seems like, I mean, if a jury sees just the sheer number of shots that were fired after the guy was on the ground, but maybe they can justify that. That might be a little easier than just doing what they did in the first place. But guys, this is a reminder to slow things down and really think about what you're doing out there, right? You want an optimal outcome here. You don't want to get into a shooting if it can be avoided. You know that. If you can work in a place like LAPD and you can go 20, 25 years without getting into a shooting, do you know how hard that is, right? What a compliment that is to your policing style, that you actually were able to de-escalate so many situations, because you do get into stuff, right? It's an example here. So the point is, you want an optimal outcome. You want to do your job. Here, they weren't really doing their job properly because they shouldn't have been doing this in the first place. But you want to do your job, but you want to avoid these confrontations if you can, and actually by using your intelligence and doing things that would actually discourage this person from coming out and trying to terminate the repossession with a firearm. Okay, it's a sad outcome, but if you haven't seen the video, you need to see it. If you want to watch the whole thing, I will put a link in the description below so you can watch the video from start to end. This is probably one of those videos that you would like to have in your briefing room and have your officers discuss. What would you do if you had a tow truck driver tell you that they just got a gun pointed at them while they're trying to get the car in the driveway? Would you help them rip the car again and hide out behind a neighbor's vehicle? Or would you tell the person that they need to wait for the vehicle to be in a public place? Okay? Or maybe the vehicle is stolen after a period of time or embezzled, and that makes it a crime. Guys, I hope you like this content. I'm just going to give you some pointers here with these videos I'm seeing online. Until next time, my friends, you stay safe.